What is going on, Crimson City? My name is Crimson CBAD, and I am bringing you our Week 7 team builder in WBE World Battle Entertainment. This week, your Detroit Steel Wings are going up against Coach FeintAttacks and the Atlanta Umbreons. If you guys are excited for this matchup, be sure to not only leave a like on the video, let me know what you guys' thoughts are on the team in the comments section down below, but also, of course, Christian's channel will be in the description. It would mean the absolute world to me if you guys want to go show him some love as well. He's a very good friend of mine, and I really look forward to this matchup. He does have a rather large team, and we're keeping with the trend of not saying very anymore, because that's the word of the day when it comes to team builders. He has a very large team, what did I just fucking say? Anyways, Christian's team is bulky. Let's break it down really quickly. Curum Black, base 95 speed, Terravolt ability, which is similar to Mold Breaker in a sense. What do you want me to say about Curum Black? What is there to say that already hasn't been said in any draft league team builder about Curum Black? It hits like an absolute truck. Special, physical. I anticipate him to bring it Scarfed. I always anticipate people to bring Scarf Dragons against Megalodios. So that's one of the things I can see coming. Celesteela, Beast Boost, super defensive. We do have our own little Steel Flying type in Skarmory to kind of compare and contrast with that. But with the Beast Boost ability, it is very scary. There it is. It can autotomize, it can air slash, it can be a life orb user. It has some really a wide variety of coverage moves. It can leech seed, it can protect, it can things like that. Not looking forward to it. It's come every match of his so far. I really do anticipate that, as well as Curum and as well as his Mega Gardevoir. Base 100 speed, Fairy Psychic type with the Pixelate ability. Pixelate did get the nerf in Generation 7. So, unfortunately, it doesn't hit as hard as it used to, but it's still an extra 20% boost to the damage. So, Pixelated Hyper Voice from Mega Gardevoir is going to be crazy. We've seen him bring a Trick Room variant before, so that's something to keep in mind. Gets access to things like Shadow Sneak and Will-O-Wisp, just some kind of secret tech. It can be a Calm Mind set as well. Suicune, we've talked about Suicune before in previous leagues. Suicune is a tremendously bulky water type, commonly seen like a Rest Talk set. Rest Talk, Scald, Calm Mind. Rest, it can be like Rest, Sleep Talk, Scald, Roar. It can be like Toxic Roar. Rest, like it can be Calm Mind 3 attack. It's very interesting, very hard to take care of under the right circumstances. Roserade, we've had our own Roserade in P4G before. Very offensive. Grass and Poison Stab are really good. It has Natural Cure and Technician, so it can be more of a defensive one. Shrug off things like Thunder Wave, shrug off things like Scald Burns. It can be run Technician, so the hidden powers get more usage out of that, things like that. So if it runs a Secret Tech Hidden Power for one of our Mons, it does get that extra 50% boost as well. 90 base speed, nothing too crazy there. Darmanitan's a nuke. I say in every league, you need to draft a Darmanitan, switch him. Sheer Force Flare Blitz is absolutely disgusting. It has base 95 speed, typically seen running a Scarf. Depending on the opponent's speed tiers, it can run Banded, but typically seen running Scarf. I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if he decided to run Band, considering it does outspeed a bit of my team. Miltank, base 100, bulky mod with really good speeds here. Base 100 speed, has Thick Fat, Scrappy, and Sap Sipper. 3 good abilities in league format. I would say he brings the Thick Fat, though. I don't see Scrappy. I mean, he might bring Scrappy for a little Marowak. I don't see Sap Sipper coming. I see either, I see Scrappy more than anything, just to make sure he can hit a little Marowak, because the Ice typing on my team isn't prevalent. And the fire typing on my team is a little Marowak. So he could run, I guess he could run Thick Fat or Scrappy. That could be his little Marowak check in a sense. Gets Rocks, gets Heal Bell, things like that. Hitmonchan is the only spinner on his team, something to note. Nothing too crazy there. Hitmonchan is the only mon on his team that does have stab priority. With Mach Punch, it does get the Iron Fist. Typically, you can run like an Assault Vest set, maybe even a Life Orb set. Gligar, Eviolite user, can set Rocks, can defog, 4 times weak to Ice. I do think Gligar has to come also as an Alolan Marowak check, either Miltank or Gligar, one of those. Mudsdale has seen some time. He's seen about half the matches on Christian's side. It's got the stamina ability, so anytime it gets touched, it does get a defensive boost, so you can run like a specially defensive set with like an Assault Vest or something like that. Take advantage of the stamina boost. Very slow though, base 35 speed. And then the last mon on his team is Electabuzz, which is surprisingly fast, 105 base speed. It has the static ability and Vital Spirit, so he has got 2 electric immunities on the team, Gligar and the Mudsdale. Electabuzz doesn't get the Motor Drive like its evolution Electivire does, so that's something good to note. Last time Christian brought it, it was Eviolite with dual screens, so that is something to keep in mind that he might bring. Hazard Setters on his team. Miltank, Gligar, and Mudsdale can all set Stealth Rocks. Roserade can set Spikes and Toxic Spikes. Hitmonchan is his Rapid Spinner, and Gligar is his Defogger. Miltank can run a Heal Bell set as well. I think Roserade gets an Aromatherapy, but that's something I don't believe off the top of my head. I think it's Miltank is the Cleric on the team. But with all that being said, let's go on ahead and talk about our team really quick going into this matchup. First up here, we've got Pennywise the Conkeldurr, the Assault Vest, Guts ability, Mach Punch, Ice Punch, Drain Punch, and Thunder Punch. 4 in HP, 252 max attack adamants with 252 in special defense. What does that do for us? So, with a mon like Conkeldurr with a low special defense stat, if you're going to top an Assault Vest on there, don't dump it all into HP, because all that it's going to do, so we can take a look at it right here. So if I have max HP and 4 in special defense, 86 times time and a half is not much with the 212 defense. So if you toss the 4 there and we put max special defense, we're obviously lacking a little bit on the defensive side when it comes to taking damage and stuff, but the 117 multiplied by time and a half for the Assault Vest does give us a bit more of a fighting chance against special attackers. Special attackers this week including if we can get a Thunder Punch off on Celesteela, if we can get a Thunder Punch off on Suicune, you know, Conkeldurr appreciates the Scald Burns. An Ice Punch off onto the Roserade, Sludge Bomb with a chance to poison will be really, really nice as well. Electabuzz doesn't really want to do too much to us with this unless he's like, I don't even know if it gets Nasty Plot, but like an offensive, very offensive Electabuzz can kind of take advantage of that if he wants to set up. But even then, we do get a Drain Punch, and we do get to kind of take some of our HP back with that, being able to fire off some good hits. Fields through some of those special attackers a bit more. The Drain Punch recovery is very nice. The priority is also very nice. We do have the priority there. It hurts the Kyurem. Thunder Punch hits the Celesteela. Mega Gardevoir. I was going to put Poison Jab on here, but I honestly don't see myself ever staying in against a Mega Gardevoir with this thing. That is as factual as I can get with this. Suicune, Thunder Punch hits. Ice Punch hits the Roserade. Drain Punch hits the Darmanitan. Drain Punch hits the Miltank. Drain Punch hits the Hitmonchan. Ice Punch hits the Gligar. Ice Punch hits the Mudsdale. Drain Punch hits the Electabuzz. So we've got a lot of good coverage. We do have Wish Passer on the team, as you guys can see up there. Next up here, we do have Uno, Rhydon, rocking the Eviolite, Lightning Rod ability, Stealth Rock, Roar, Smackdown, and Earthquake. 244 HP, 252 max defense, 12 in special defense with an impish nature. This is the Darmanitan check. I told you you need to draft a Darmanitan check, and Eviolite Rhydon definitely fits the bill. Rocks are going to be really nice. Hazard stacking is always good against opponents like this with the bulky teams, with the switching out and stuff. Roar for phasing. I went with Smackdown over Stone Edge because if he decides like, okay, he's going to go into something like Gligar or something like Celesteela to kind of sit in front of this thing, Smackdown removes the flying type from them. So Earthquake will be super effective damage on the Celesteela, be neutral damage obviously on the Gligar, but that's still damage that they don't want to take because Rhydon does have a base 130 attack, even uninvested. That still does do an absolute tremendous amount of damage. I was debating Toxic, but considering things like Celesteela could be a switch into this, and considering Gligar does get the immunity ability, Roar to phase things out. Roar in case he is like a Crocoon set, in case he feels like going for a Calm Mind or something, we can you know, roar that out. We can roar out other setup mons as well. Phase him around the hazard, shake him up a little bit. Next one here, I'm actually really proud of this set. I'm hoping it does put in a lot of work. Reflect type Megalodios with Calm Mind, Roost, and Psyshock. Max HP, 36 defense, 220 speed with a timid nature. With this speed, we are outspeeding every mon on his team. We have max bulk, and we put the rest in defense just to give us a little bit extra to hit there. The plan is that since we outspeed Mega Gardevoir, he might feel safe, like, oh, I can take a Shadow Ball. I'm going to go for a Hyper Voice. We Reflect type the Fairy Psychic type, so we're no longer Fairy Psychic, or Dragon Fairy, but blah, blah, blah. We're no longer Dragon Psychic, but we're Fairy Psychic. Then we can start Calm Minding up all over him. If he does have the Shadow Ball, so be it, but we do get the Calm Mind boost since we are faster than him. Roost for the recovery. Psyshock gets everything on his team. He doesn't have a Dark type, so we can just kind of keep the stab from the Reflect type on the Mega Gardevoir. Go for our Psyshocks. Things should be pretty good. That's really, I'm really looking forward to that. It means that we are no longer, like, Kyurem Black isn't really a threat to us anymore. Like, it obviously still hurts like hell, but like a Scarf Outrage or a Scarf Draco Meteor using Kyurem Black doesn't really scare me that much once we get the Reflect type off for for Mega Gardevoir, excuse me. We have Shinigami here. Leftovers Umbreon, Synchronized Ability, Baton Pass, Wish, Foul Play, and Protect. Glue. But the spread's a little bit different this week. This Umbreon is our Kyurem Black check. Adamant, Life Orb, Freeze Shocks do not 2-hit KO this thing after Leftovers recovery. modest Life Orb Ice Beams do even less than that. So we kind of sit in front of this thing. We kind of scout to see what kind of set it is. We can wish, we can protect, we can baton pass around. We can foul play it for huge damage. I believe foul play is a 3-hit KO on Kieran Black with this. Just based off its, I think it's 105 base attack. Just based off of that, absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid how powerful that mana is. But this is our Kieran Black check. We got to kind of play around with the Mega Gardevoir, but like I said, hopefully that is the switch is the Mega Latios to get the Reflect type off onto that thing. Next up here, Dedicated Lead Scolipede, Focus Sash Scolipede, Ka-chow! Speed Boost, Spikes, Endeavor, Baton Pass, and Poison Jab. Max attack, 44 defense, 212 speed with a Jolly Nature. So how I see this going is we lead with this. He leads with Darmanitan, he leads with something, he leads with something, he leads with something. I go for a layer of Spikes, whatever he attacks me with. Brings me down to my Sash. I go for an Endeavor, bring him down to 1 HP. And then all of a sudden he knocks me out. I come in and I easily revenge kill something. So Scolipede is really a supportive set this week. Rocks and Spikes do really well against his team. Rocks obviously hurting Kieran Black. Spikes, the only thing that does not touch the Spikes at the Celesteal and the Gligar. Other than that, Spikes are going to be really nice. If we can get 1 or 2 layers up on top of Rocks with Rhydon, that'll be very nice to take advantage of. Poison Jab is just there for the stab. Obviously doesn't touch the Celesteela, but the plan is actually, because Celesteela is so bulky, is that I would imagine he would switch into Celesteela on the switch, get a Spike up, he air slash me, brings me down to my Sash, I Spike up again, and then I'm just so fast that I go for the Endeavor, bring him down to 1 HP, and then we are good to go. On the off chance that nothing like that happens and we are able to baton pass some speed into something, perhaps like on Keldor, perhaps like the Mega Latios, so be it. But that is the plan. Dedicated Lead Scolipede for this matchup. I do want to get hazards up, and I do want to keep those up. Last but not least, we do have Life Orb Ginger, Raichu with the Lightning Rod ability, Focus Blast, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Hidden Power Ice, 252 special attack, 36 special defense, 220 speed with a timid nature. We outspeed everything on his team. I would love to switch this thing in on an Electabuzz as he goes for a Volt Switch or something, give me the Lightning Rod ability. I'm going to be able to fire off Life Orb Focus Blast, or +1 Life Orb Focus Blast, excuse me, +1 Life Orb Thunderbolts. Focus Blast, excuse me, hits the Kieran Black, Thunderbolt hits the Celesteela, Thunderbolt hits my Gardevoir, Thunderbolt hits the Suicune, HP Ice hits the Roserade, Thunderbolt hits the Darmanitan, Focus Blast hits the Miltank, Thunderbolt hits the Hitmonchan, HP Ice hits the Gligar, HP Ice hits the Muddale, and then Focus Blast or Thunderbolt really hit the Electabuzz. Well, depending on his set, depending on his spread and things like that. But yeah, that's all. That's our team. That's our team going up against Christian and the Atlanta Umbreons. If you guys have enjoyed, like I said, of course, be sure to leave a like on the video. Let me know what you guys thought of the team in the comments section down below. Of course, feel free to subscribe so you do not miss out on tomorrow's matchup. All that being said, I want to remind you guys to be great and do great. I'm going to let this outro bang. I'm going to talk to you all soon. Later.